A big mistake many survivors of narcissistic abuse make is that they reach out to the narcissist family, their parents, their friends, their siblings, in search of some support, some help, some resolution. But they get back the opposite. They get a lot of abuse, suppression, oppression, and ultimately more trauma. For these reasons, it is never ever a good idea to reach out to them. Let's talk more about this in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Today's episode is going to be all about understanding why you must never reach out to the narcissist family. If that sounds interesting enough and you are eager to learn more with me, please make sure to subscribe, because your subscription to the channel always helps in spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Have you tried to reach out to the narcissist family in search of some help or support? If yes, what response did you get from them? And how did you feel? Let me know in the comments and help other survivors feel less crazy in their journey of recovery after surviving narcissistic abuse. Let's watch a video clip together and lay the foundation for today's topic. Stop seeking support from the narcissist family, please, because they are not your family. The sooner you accept that, the better it will be for you. The narcissist will cheat on you, abuse you, abandon you, and be a shitty parent to your kids. And the family will still support them very blindly because they don't care. They have put this person on the pedestal and they think everything that a narcissist does is okay, is right. The only person who is wrong in all of this is you. The fact is that chaos doesn't exist in isolation. There has to be a source. His or her family is nothing but a bunch of enablers. Accept it and try to go no contact with the narcissist as well as their family. That's it. A narcissist family is nothing but a bunch of enablers who will always enable their son or daughter no matter what. If you call in for help, let's say the narcissist is abusing you and the abuse is clear as the sky, and anybody with a beating heart, with a soul that is alive, will see through the narcissist's actions and will be able to say that you are being abused and this person is in the wrong. But no, the narcissist family will always do the opposite. They will take the narcissist's side and oppress you further in the same situation. They will threaten you and they will turn the situation into a dramatic scene. They might push you to leave the narcissist, especially if there is enmeshment between the narcissistic parents and their child with whom you have a relationship. The enmeshment is so crazy between the child and the narcissistic parent that this parent always looks for situations, for occasions to separate this child from their partner so that they can have the child all for themselves. It's like a possession that you have taken away from them, and any time they get a chance, they will try to snatch it away from you. Calling them for help is like calling a pack of wolves. All of them gather together, howl together, and hunt you down. This is why it is never a good idea to reach out for help to them, because they will never help you. As I said in that small video clip, chaos doesn't and cannot exist in isolation. It has to have a source. And the source here is obvious, very obvious. It is the narcissist family. It has to come from somewhere, and it is this family. It's not just the family, it's basically everyone who is a part of the narcissist's life. Those people who do not see the narcissist for who they are, which includes their friends as well, their siblings. So seeking help from their friends or trying to show them who the narcissist is won't do any good, because they won't believe you. The opposite will happen. They will triangulate you. A big smear campaign will be launched against you to prove you are the crazy one. You are victimizing the narcissist. You're abusing the narcissist. You're making their life miserable, and that would break you inside out. Because imagine this for a moment. Everybody surrounds you, corners you, and they're saying the same thing in different ways. And they're pushing you to either leave or apologize or minimize your suffering. Then how would you feel? Of course you're going to feel crazy, because it's not one person. Now there are 10, 15, 20 people telling you the same thing. When you get the same feedback from so many mouths, of course a part of you is going to get convinced that maybe I am the problem. I am causing this. I am the one who is making my own life difficult. I have to just let it go. I have to accept the narcissist for who they are. I am showing the resistance. This is what these families do. If you look within through the dynamics of such families, you will find that there is a lot of enabling that happens within such system. The narcissistic parent is enabled by the golden child, which happens to be the narcissist, especially if it is a narcissistic son and the mother, father and the son, father and the daughter, daughter, mother, any combination is possible. But the enabling is always crazy. For the narcissistic parent, the child is nothing but a minion, an extension that has to speak the language only the narcissist understands and nobody else. There is this isolation of the scapegoat who just basically is an outsider. All the shame is projected on him or her. In this case, you become the outsider, and the projection is crazy. All that hatred towards their own scapegoat, which might be a sibling or any other member, is now taken out on you, and you become the enemy in their mind. You also need to understand that a narcissistic family is nothing less than a cult, a mini cult, I would call it. And they have this hive collective mind. It's only one mind replicated in different people through different brains, and it operates in the same way. These are not different members that you see. These are the exact same copies of each other who speak the same language, have the same way of thinking and seeing things, and they are going to do the same thing. It's quite bizarre because they don't seem to have their separate individualities, which kind of makes sense because a narcissistic parent doesn't let that happen. If these children were to have their independent individualities, then this whole cult won't exist, which then would mean the failure of the bigger narcissist or both narcissistic parents. Let me tell you a secret. A narcissistic parent, no matter how they justify their child's actions, knows their child is in the wrong. They're doing something they shouldn't be doing. But their narcissistic ego doesn't let them acknowledge it. Why, you might ask? Because if they were to say, yes, he or she is doing something terrible and they must stop it right away, that would reflect bad on the narcissist. And that would mean the narcissistic parent's failure. Essentially, what's happening here is the narcissistic parent is functioning through the narcissistic child's image. Very complicated and messy. That's why this parent always kisses the child's behind, even when they know they shouldn't be doing that. They are enabling things that are unacceptable. But because these people have moral ambiguity, which means they make right wrong and wrong right at any moment, if it serves them, they do not care about the consequences at all. To sum it up, let's watch this small clip together. A narcissist parent is often the ultimate enabler of their narcissist child. Despite knowing the harm their child is causing others, they blindly remain by the narcissist side, making excuses, justifying, and defending their behavior. This not only reinforces the narcissist's sense of self-righteousness, but also creates a situation where you, as the survivor of their abuse, is left feeling helpless and alone. The narcissist parent doesn't only defend their spoiled child, but also often turn the blame on you, the victim. The truth is, the narcissist parent never held their child accountable for their actions from a very young age, which created the monster they are today. By not appropriately disciplining the child and allowing them to get away with anything, they have created a situation where the narcissist now feels entitled to do whatever they want to without the fear of consequences. In conclusion, we can say it is always a bad idea to reach out to the narcissist's family or friends, no matter how tempted you feel, no matter how alone and isolated you feel. It is better to talk to a wall than to reach out to their family, because you are going to get the same responses. You are going to get abused even more, traumatized 10 times, 100 times more. So do not reach out to them. Go no contact with them as well, because they do not see the narcissist's actions for what they are. They are no different than the narcissist. Having that said, let's bring this episode to an end by saying that narcissistic family is basically an extension of the narcissistic child, and both co-enable each other. I'll talk with you in the next time. Until then, let the healing begin and continue.